So let's say today's agenda is page layouts, record types, search layouts, and object units. Okay. So first thing, what is a page layout? Page layout is an user interface page layout is an user interface which is used to display the fields and values on the page. Using the page layouts, we can add the fields, remove the fields, rearrange the fields, and we can create subsections. We can create subsections. We can add or remove related list. We can add or remove the buttons, quick actions. We can add or remove the buttons, quick actions. And most important one, we can make a field required or read only. We can make a field required or read only. Okay, so just see how we are going to the page, how we are going to create the page layout and what we are going to do is. Then after watching that one, then write down your own notes. Okay, whatever you understand from that, then just make a note. Okay. So here we know that this is the page and this is called as page layout. Okay, so what can we do with this page layout? So to modify or create the page layout, go to the object page. Okay, here we have page layout section. See here, you can go here, page layout section, or directly just drop down here. So this is the page layout. Okay, what we can do is edit the page layout. Now here, let's say if you edit, see here, so we have these fields in single column. Okay, now here what we can do is, see this is in the single column, right? For what we can do is, we can make the layout in two columns. See here, if you go to the settings and the page layout, just make it two column or make it one column. Means one column means all the fields will be arranged in the single column. If you want to make it in two columns, you can make it in two columns. Then what you can do is name, just drag and drop. So what you can do is, you can rearrange in the field. This is called rearranging. Means you can add like this. Okay, wherever you want. So you can make maximum of two columns only. Okay, after that, let's say this is one thing, and now I just need to have The active checkbox should be opposite to the student fee. Then what you can do is you can have blank space here. Okay, now let's see how it shows. So click save and save. There is difference. Okay, and preview as this you just remove. Forget about it. I'll show. So click save means it saves the page layout and it stay on the same layout. I mean it stay on the same page. Okay. So now here, if you edit this, okay. So what you can do using the page layout, rearranging the fields is done. Okay. Using the page layout, you can make a field required or read only. Okay, if you want to make this field required means mandatory, then you just click on required. Okay, let's say. Okay, then whoever is using this page layout, then the field should be mandatory for them, required. Then another thing is there is another thing called read only. You can make it required or read only. You cannot make both, right? So just click save. See here, it should come as read only, but this is editable. Why? Because don't get confused. Currently you don't need this, but I'll show. Each and every user, they will have one profile assigned to their user record. So here, this is called profile. I'll tell you what is the profile under this. Here, edit read only fields. So if you have this checkbox checked, okay, even though you have given the field value as read only, so if you set the read only, then also it will be editable because the permission on the profile is edit read only field. Okay, so just remember it. This is one thing, and what you can do is you can create some sections. Let's say here I have fees section, right? Fees and discount actual fee, these are there. Now what I can do is I can create a separate section called like this. So this is called student fee details. Okay, you can make it 2 column or whatever it is. If you want this way or this way, tab. If you click on tab, I mean if you press the tab key, how it wants to reverse. So here what you can do is you can drag and drop the student fee details. Let's say this one, discount, and then actual fee. This is how you can create it. Okay, and another thing is you have buttons. Okay, so if you don't want to have this edit button on this layout, just remove it. Just click on save and try to edit. Now there is no edit button because we have removed from the layout. Okay, and another thing is this is one thing, and another thing is quick actions. So these are for the lightning experience. Okay, I'll explain it later, don't worry on this. Okay, so when you log in the lightning experience, so these are the fields or these are the quick actions will be available. Okay, So those are like buttons only. Okay, you don't worry on this. And then these are lightning actions. These also you just don't worry. And then related list. This is bit important thing. You can add or remove the related list. Okay. So what do you mean by related list? Means, let me show here. I will show you here. This is also one page layout. Edit the layout. Okay, so here the child records in the master is called as related list. University is the parent, and university is having the relationship with the students, and student is the child. So there will be more child record, means there will be more students for one university, right? Then that's called as related list. So here, if you see this, here students is the related list, and there is university history tracking is also a related list. And if you see this, there will be lot of others. Files, this is one related list. And then notes and attachments, this is also one kind of related list. Okay, so if you save this, here, so the related list will be displayed here. This is called related list. Okay, so you can add or remove or rearrange the related list, okay, however you want. Then again, so what else you can do with this layout? So if you see this, on the related list we are having only student name, right? If you want to display more fields on that, that also you can do it, whether active or not, or what is the department and what is the discount. So you can have up to 10 fields. Okay, so again, what should be the buttons? So new and change one, there will be two buttons. If you remove them, okay, let's say, or let's say, see now, see, and the students for other records there is a new button. Okay, but here the students cannot be created from this page because we have removed the buttons, and we can have the fields there. Okay, so that's the one thing. And fields, buttons. Okay, so this is what we can do. Okay, even what we can do is, if you have some visual force page or something, if you want to place in the some of the sections. So, and one more thing is custom links. If you have some links, like if you click on one link, it should go to some other page or something. That links also you can add here. Okay, so how to create those links and others? So that means, if you see this, there will be an option for creating the new action, button or link. Okay, if you create here, then that will be available in the page layout. Okay, okay, let me explain once again in the page layout. So a page layout is a way of determining the so page layout determines what should be displayed to the end user. Using the page layout, you can have buttons, fields, related list, quick actions, and then custom links, custom spaces, or what we can say that different sections as well. Okay. Using the page layout, you can make a field required or read only. You can rearrange the fields. Okay, and you can rearrange the related list. You can add or remove the related list, and you can have buttons removed or added. You can have quick actions. Okay, lightning quick actions also you can have. You can embed the visual force page into visual force, I mean in the page layout. Okay, so these are the different actions we can perform through the page layout. The page layout, it determines what should be displayed to the end user. That's it. Okay, so another concept is record types. Record types are used to differentiate the data in the object. Record types are used to differentiate the data in the same object. You can have different page layouts assigned to the different record types. You can assign different page layouts to the different record types. And you can have different pick list values for each record type. You can have different pick list values for each record type. Okay, so let's say here we have university object. So in the university there will be two types of universities: open university, regular university, right? So if you want to display the different page layouts or different fields for the regular university and different fields for the open university and different pick list values for each university, then what we can do is we can go for the record types. Okay, so let's create the same record types called here. I'm using open. By default, let's make it enable for all profiles. Check this checkbox, at least for system administrator. Okay, now don't worry about this, just click save. Now here, regular university. Make sure that you check the checkbox active, and then click on enable bar profile. Simple. Don't worry about this. Just okay, and go to the object university. Okay. Now here, let's say what I need to do is, if you want to create a record on university, if we click new, then it will ask, do you want to create open university or regular university? Because we have created two record types and user is having access for these two. So if you click on open university, click new, then it will display like this. Now here, even if you select the regular university also, see this, the same layout will be displayed. Okay, now I don't want to display description field for the open university, and I need to show only one or two courses for open university. Okay, then what we can do is go to that object and create two separate page layouts, like, see this, university layout is the parent. Now here let's say open university. Just give it a name like this. Now here, let's say I don't want to show the description field. We can remove the field using the laser. Okay, and let's say for the department is required, I can make the field required. So means whenever you are creating the open university, department is mandatory. Okay, Now just click save. Now the same way, let's create another page layout like regular university. For the regular university, so I don't want the department, and let's say if I don't want groups displayed, you can remove the field. And description field, let's make it mandatory. Status, okay, let it be there. Okay, now here, if you want a related list, don't want notes and attachments is not required, files is not required, you can remove it. And then just click save. Now, what we need to do is, we have created two page layouts, but whenever the first record type is selected, we need to display different layout. And if another record type is selected, we need to display different page layout. Then what we need to do is, we have to assign the page layouts to that specified record types. Now go to the record type section. Here page layout assignment is there. Okay, click on page layout assignment. Here edit. Okay, just select whatever the record type you want to assign. This is the open university, these are the record types. Okay, for open university, select these and the color will be changed like this. Select the layout whatever you want to display, open university layout, and then regular university, then select regular university. Okay, once the color is changed, if you see this, the color is changed into different color. Okay, now just click save. Okay, now let's go back, new university, let's say open university. Here we have what we have done, department made required and description has been removed. It is done. Now let's go ahead and see the regular university, click on continue. Now here description made mandatory and others are removed. Groups are removed. Okay, this is how we can assign the different page layouts to the each record type. Okay, and another thing, let's say for the department, I need to show arts and science for open university and computers and accounts for the regular university. Then what we can do, this is also the same way. Go to the object, means first thing is done, you can uh, assign different page layouts to the each record type. This is done. And then another thing is, go to the record type here. So we have the record type, right? Click on edit, or let's say don't click on edit, just click on the link, just click on link. Okay, here you have the pick list and multi-select. Okay, so if you want to display only specified pick list values for this for open university, just remove these two fields. And if you want to make default, you can make it, then click on save. Okay, as well as go to the another record type called regular university. Edit the pick list value. Then what do you want to display? Just remove the arts and remaining should be displayed. Okay, now click on new button, try to open university to create. See this, arts and science only what is plain. And then if you click, just go for regular university. Here these are displayed. Okay, using the page layout, using the record types, you can assign different layouts to the different record types and different pick list values for each record. Okay, these two are major advantages of record type. Okay, and we have other concepts called search layouts. We are not done yet with formula fields. Okay, we have lot of things, but while practicing the workflows and others, will come up with all the functions. Those are very much required. So before that, you guys have to learn the functions. Okay, this is very much important. Okay, now search layouts. I'm going to explain through these. Okay, so if you observe here, the search layouts are already there, right? So sometimes you might not have the search results on the page. Then what you need to do is this allow search should be enabled. If this is not enabled, then search layout will not be displayed on the object definition page. Okay, so you should always check this checkbox when you want to have the this thing search. Okay, and one more thing, let's say here if I search for search means here global search, it's called global search. Type and enter, then it shows the records, okay, wherever the word is there. If you disable the allow search, see this, if you uncheck this checkbox, then let's say if you want to allow for search, then you should enable the checkbox for allow search. Okay. Next, let's say I search for, there are different types of search layouts. First one, search results. Okay, let me search with one keyword called, here I'm only displaying the results and only one field is displayed. This is search and this is called search results. Okay, this one layout, what you do is just edit here, add some fields, whatever you want to add, you just use like this. Okay, just you can say, now search for one of the record. Here the fields are displaying. That's called search results. That's for global search. This is called global search and this is called search results. Okay, now here, so here search filter fields. Let's say I search for Sukanya and I have 1000 records. Okay, then if you want to filter based on some conditions or something, then what you can do is you can use like this department. Let's click on save. If you search, here show filters, it comes with filters. Active equals to true, or let's say if department then apply filters, two records will be displayed. Means after searching for a record. If you have more records with the same keyword, then if you want to filter, then you can enable the search filter fields and the search layouts. And another thing is students list view tab. Okay, so let's say students tab. Okay, what is students tab? Means if you click on students, this is a tab, right? And when you click on students tab, what should be displayed? So only single field is getting displayed. Now what you can do is edit that students tab, then add whatever the fields you have to display when the tab is clicked. Now here, just go there, click on students tab. This will display like this. Okay, search results means global search. Search filter fields means after searching for a keyword, and if you get more records, if you want to filter them, then you can use search filter fields. Then when you click on the tab, if you want to display the specified fields for those records, then you can go for the students tab. Means whatever the tab it is. Here it is students tab, and somewhere if you have university, then it will be having universities tab, something like the name will be like this. And then if you go here, it is having only one field is displayed. Okay, this is called as list view. We know that this is called list view. Okay, so by default, what should be the list view field should be there. If you want to add more fields, or what are the, so let's say change owner, I don't want to allow new button, like this, click save. As of now it's showing us new student, right? Now let's refresh, there will be new node. Okay, so if you want to add some fields to the list view, then what you can do is you can edit this, and if you want to fill some fields here, and you can add here. Okay, that's called list view. This is called student list view. So if the object is university, then university list view will be there. Okay, so this is about the search layouts, and we have another thing called lookup dialogues. Okay, so lookup dialogues will be affected when it is a parent for any other object. Okay, parent means it should be participated in master detail or lookup relationship, and it should be the parent. Okay, let me show this. Whenever you are creating new student, see this, and when you click on this one, university, so it is displaying only one field, right? This is called as lookup dialog. So here itself it's saying lookup dialog. Then as we are looking for a value in university, then you have to update the university lookup dialogues, not the students. So just go to any university tab or somewhere, go to university object, go to search layouts, then lookup dialogues. Here what you can do is university, department, groups, number of students, and status, whatever you want to display, you can add the fields. Now what happens is, just try to create a record for student or for any other object which is having relationship with this university, and university should be the parent. Now here click new, see this, the fields will be displayed here. Okay, it's called as lookup dialogues. Understand? Okay, so these are about search results. One is global search, that's called as search results. And then after searching for a specific value, and if you get more records, then there will be another thing called search filter fields. Okay, then this tab. So when you click on that object tab, what are the fields you need to display? That's called as the specified object tab. Okay, and then list view tab. I mean, when you click on go, what should be the, I mean, what are the buttons should be displayed on the list view? That's called as list view tab. Okay, and then another thing is lookup dialogs. Lookup dialog means if that object is parent for any other object, and if someone is trying to create a child record, and if what are the fields should be displayed when they click on the lookup icon, then that decides the lookup dialogs. Okay, phone dialogs are, we have another thing, I'll explain later. Okay, it's not much required. So that is about all the search layouts now. Okay, so if you want to click a new action or new button, so that we'll do it later when we come up with the Visualforce or Lightning. Okay, even for the links also I'll explain it later. So that's about the search layouts. Do you have any questions on this? Okay. And another thing is object limits. Okay, so what are the object limits we have in Salesforce in the developer organization? So here you can have up to 500 custom fields per one object. Okay, and then we have relationships, 40 relationships we can have. Okay, then this workflows, we just remember lookup filters. We have filters, right? How many filters we can have? 5 filters only we can have per object. Okay, so if you go to university object, there will be the related lookup filter already. See this 5, whatever, related lookup filter. It is not counted. It's okay. So then validation rules. How many validation rules we can have per object? 100 validation rules we can have. Okay. So these are active validation rules only. Okay. So that's saying then we look up sharing rules. I will explain these later. Okay. So these are about the object, and when you come to this object definition page, we have lot of other concepts. Let's say we have seen custom fields and relationships. Wait, lookup filters we have already seen. Validation rules we have seen. Now triggers. Triggers is the piece of Apex code. Okay. So when we learn the Apex, then we have to write the triggers in the program. Okay, triggers are the most important concepts in Salesforce. If you go to any interview, okay, in the second round, without writing a trigger, you will not be selected in the second round. Okay, that's very much important. And then field sets. So this is also used in the Visualforce or Apex. I'll explain later on this. And then compact layouts. This compact layout means these are called like feed. Feed means the history tracking. You know the history tracking, right? The same way in the service console, or let's say in the service cloud applications, if you want to track what were the changes and who changed it, then like that. So then the compact layouts are useful. Okay, that I'll explain later. Then search layouts we have already seen. Buttons, that's fine. Record types. The sharing reasons and sharing recalculation. This will come when we come up with the sharing settings, that I'll explain later on this. Okay, so that is about for today's class, and you guys have to learn the functions, very much important for tomorrow's class. Okay, that's very much important. Okay, so for today's class, page layouts, record types, search layouts, and objective methods. So tomorrow I'll ask you guys, anyone to explain this. Okay.